Good afternoon again, everyone. My name is Lee Phillips with Ativio, and I'm pleased to be able to welcome you to today's webinar entitled Enriching Customer Insights with Unstructured Data. Today we're very fortunate to have Boris Evelson, who's Vice President and Principal Analyst at Forrester, speak to us on his experience and perspective on the use of unstructured information to improve the delivery of insight in organizations around the world. For those of you who do not know Boris, Boris has been involved for more than 30 years with enterprise software organizations in a variety of capacities, focusing principally on business intelligence and the systems that feed it. He's worked for such notable institutions as Citibank, JP Morgan, and PricewaterhouseCoopers. He brings a significant insight and keen interest into this problem. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce Boris. Boris?
Excellent. Thank you very much. Always love to be working with Ativio. Great to be here. Thanks everyone who's taking their time out of their busy schedule, especially before the holiday weekend here in the United States. Without further ado, let's jump right into this. Obviously, you cannot get a 360-degree view of your customers, and we'll talk about why customers are super important in today's fast-moving economy. You can't get 360-degree view of your customers without unstructured data. And let me immediately dispel some myths. A lot of you have talked to me over the last few months, ever since we published our Tax Analytics Waves, about concerns that there is no tangible ROI on text analytics. I completely disagree with those statements. These are mostly not informed concerns. As you can see in front of you, tons of examples of our clients who have very tangible ROI on their text analytics investments. Orbit's implemented really robust customer experience, voice of a customer analytics, and achieved #1 ranking in terms of customer satisfaction. Obviously, that drives web traffic. A great case from a large telecom that now uses text analytics to look through customer email requests, achieved more than $750,000 in cost savings. Even a much more powerful, very dramatic example from a large pharma company which was looking to acquire a smaller company, and the presentation by the acquiring company was overhyped. And when the analysts, the M&A analysts from the acquiring the company that was doing the transaction, and their investment bankers did a lot of due diligence, looking through all sorts of patents, other intellectual property, news sources, etc. They uncovered some less than lucrative information. They canceled the deal and potentially saved them over $100 million in a bad deal type of a situation. Some of you may be familiar with Global Pandemic Health Information Network. They use text analytics to understand what is happening with all sorts of epidemics all over the world, and very often they can predict these pandemics even faster and quicker than CDC and other healthcare organizations. We talked at length with the PC manufacturer that reduced warranty costs by 10 to 15% and achieved 30% reduction in the number of calls that are coming into the contact center. So that translates to the very specific, very tangible bottom line. And last but not least, another great example, I recently actually followed up with this particular client. So these are financial advisors who constantly communicate with their clients, and text analytics is used to mine their conversation, their email and voice conversations with clients, mine that for compliance, for adherence to companies' policies, and that the company estimates produces over $11 million in annual value.